is Sheila Exists. Who is Sheila Exists? Her story channel. And right now, I'm talking about conscious parenting. So, the subject matter of parental alienation, it's an epidemic right now. There are, I don't know the exact statistics, but it's an epidemic of loving parents that are alienated and separated from their children inside of the United States. This is not something that's going on at the borders. This is something that's happening inside the United States through the courts, through the system, where an abusive, controlling parent is abusing and torturing sadistically and ritually the other parent by denying the loving, caring parent access to their own children. And it's a form of abuse, not only to the child mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, by teaching that child, teenager, of age child, that they're not worthy enough, that they're not worthy enough to have a mom, that they're not worthy enough to have a dad. And to the parent that is loving and conscious and empathic, sentient, and feeling, is abuse to that parent as well. I'm gonna keep this short because I was just warming up my dinner. But I'm Carrie Stone. I'm the founder of She That Exists, and I'm also a published author. And I've earned my associates. I've earned my bachelor's in the metaphysical sciences. I'm an ordained minister. I'm a metaphysician. I've created, directed, organized a community show. I have given platforms for free to artists, musicians, dancers, performers, talent, you name it. I've given vendors opportunities to make money. I've helped nonprofits, giving them platforms to promote their nonprofits, and have given people opportunities to speak in communities, to share their mission, what they're passionate about. And I never judged anyone based on like religion or anything like that, or anything. I just gave people an opportunity to speak and share from their heart. And I'm earning my master's degree right now. One of the main things that I'm focusing on is education. Because education is everything. And looking back, I wish that I had me, this version of who I am. I wish that I had me when I was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. Because my life would be completely different if I had me, who I am today, or even a younger version of me whenever I was in my teens and in my early 20s. My PhD candidacy, it's been a long journey, a harrowing journey. My PhD candidacy is in family pastoral counseling and psychology. And that's why I'm focused on the family. That's why I'm focusing on conscious parenting, because we got to learn, y'all. We have to, for our children's sake. My daughter's dad refuses. He refuses to connect to consciousness. He refuses to return to creator or connect to any form of goodness. Parents, you have to understand that your child, your offspring, whether they're 2 months old or 21 years old or 30 years old or 40 years old, they're their own soul. But they're still half you and half the other parent, even though they're their own soul, because you share the same DNA, and there's a mental and emotional and spiritual and physical connection that when a child knows that their parents are fighting, especially when people are using their own children as a pawn of war in these courts that don't care about you, don't care about your family, don't care about your grandchildren, don't care about your lineage, don't care if you're traumatized, don't care if you lose your job, don't care if you end up homeless, don't care if you're on the streets, don't care if you end up getting exploited for sex. They don't care. These judges don't care. These attorneys don't care. These people involved in the courts with children and family who come in, it's for profit. So you're sitting there using your children as a pawn of war to commit hate on the other parent, using the child as a pawn of war to get back at the other parent, to use domination and control and abuse of power. And you don't think that that's hurting and traumatizing your own children? And I know it goes both ways. However, the epidemic of children being without mothers, it's so unnatural. It's not normal. We can't normalize this in society. And I'm appealing to parents to parent consciously, because while you're sitting there using your children as pawns of war, your children are being traumatized on a soul level, and you are harming your family tree intergenerationally. And these guys who are taking great joy in the suffering of their children's mothers, you're destroying your own seed line. You're making unconscious decisions because you're disconnected from creator, and you're not well mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. You're not connected to creator. And you're hurting your children. You're destroying your own seed line. You are traumatizing your own family tree and lineage and your seed line intergenerationally. There's nothing good about that. There's nothing God about that. So fathers, husbands, former husbands who are doing this, it's unconscious. It's not natural. And if you're bringing girlfriends into the picture, and those girlfriends are making those children think that that's their mom, or that they're not worthy to have a mom, those girlfriends are abusing those children mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm dropping the link to my master's course in the description. I have a mastery in consciousness and my PhD candidacy is in family pastoral counseling psychology. I offer one-on-one coaching. I offer spiritual counseling. But my main thing that I really want to get out is conscious education. Dropping the link to my master's course in this subject matter, and I expose so much in such a deep level that most people never go that deep. But if you don't go deep, how are you going to heal your family tree? How are you going to clear trauma intergenerationally? And if you don't seek education, conscious education, higher knowledge, and truth, then how are you going to ever heal mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and to clear trauma from your family tree intergenerationally? Because it runs in the family tree until it stops with you. And my daughter's dad did his father, the sins of the fathers, running into the sons. We got to get conscious. We got to get aware. We got to start honoring our children. And when you are co-creating life together, you got to get it together, and you got to get along for your children and not use them as pawns of wars, and to consciously co-parent. I'm not going to go too deep into the courts because I go into that in my master's course. But y'all got to start loving your children. Y'all have to start getting along for each other. The parental alienation, it's harming children big time. What's going on in these courts and what's going on in families and marriage and divorce. It's causing amnesia, Stockholm syndrome. Children are being placed with abusers. It's not a subject matter to take lightly. So I'll drop the link in the description. Purchase the course. Email me. Let me know that you purchased the course, because I want your feedback, because I'm going to put out part 2 of the Conscious Masters course on this subject matter based on the questions that I get, the feedback, so that I can answer your questions and take you deeper on your journey into consciousness as a living, sentient being. Got a lot to teach. I'm looking for people who want to learn. I'm looking for people who actually love their children. And I'm looking for people who want to be the one that doesn't carry and pass on intergenerational trauma in their family, but actually passes on blessings. That's who I'm looking for. So this is She That Exists with She That Exists, Her Story channel. And you can learn more about my small business. It's just a small business. I'm a nobody who just surrendered to my calling and my purpose from God for such a time as this. And the website is www.shethatexist.com. The email is shethatexist@gmail.com. Like I said, small business. Just following my purpose, fulfilling my purpose from God, and showing my daughter who I am, and not hiding out of fear, closing down my voice out of fear, because her dad chose to use her as a pawn of war. And a lot of these dads out here that are addicted, addicts, time to get sober, time to get clean, time to get off the drugs, time to do whatever it takes. There's a lot of holistic ways to get clean and to heal. Heal your inner child. There's ketamine clinics that can help. If you find a medicine man in an indigenous church, they can help. That plant medicine helps. I wish Peter Gorman was alive, because he administered Sapo. And Sapo helps people get off drugs, helps addicts. Anyway, mothers, just heal. If you're wounded in any way, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I recommend everybody to heal their inner child. It's never too late. As long as you have breath, you can still make things right with your children. And I'm hoping that my daughter's dad will eventually do the right thing, because our daughter deserves better than what she's gotten, and he knows it. Our children are worthy of having their mother and their father the way that God ordained it. So if you're ready to become whole and you're ready to do the inner work, I say work, but it's more focus and determination and education, and then applying that and healing your heart. So link is in the description box for for you to purchase. It's a wise investment. And you'll be able to pass down this lineage to your children. And you'll be able to pass down this wisdom, which is really important. All right, so until next time, as always, I'll be back. I'm going to go eat my dinner now. Thank you for listening. And thank you for choosing yourself and your children to invest in this course and to start learning from a distance. I think distance learning is so important. So it's my goal to get out more of my Conscious Masters courses as a part of my master's work. And hopefully one day I'll complete that. And I'll get to focus on my PhD work of family pastoral counseling and psychology. Because it's all connected, just as life is all connected, just as we're connected. Return to Creator if you haven't. Return back into your heart. Even if it hurts, get in your heart. Ask God for a new heart. If that's what you need, ask. Ask and you shall receive. I've been asking God, Creator, all of life, to move on my daughter's dad, move in his heart, move in his mind, because our daughter is worthy. And it's time. It's been since 2016. And he didn't realize that when he went to war with me and used our daughters upon a war, that he was going to war on himself and his own seed line. That's how unconscious these guys are right now. And their brotherhood and their patriarchy has been misleading them into unconsciousness, which is separation from Creator. So I dropped a lot of gold and a lot of gems in this message tonight. So invest in the course. It's right there. It's a drop the price. It's super affordable and it's a worthy investment. And you also get to send in more questions and share your insights so that I could put out part 2 and take you deeper on your journey for restoration, for healing, for wholeness. Because God is still in the restoration business. This is all for now.